Have you been in the situation where you totally went blank, forgot a word, or lost your train of thoughts? I mean, I'm sure that everyone has experienced this at least once in their lives. And just so you know, this is completely normal. However, there's phrases that can help you cover this up or get out of the situation easily and elegantly, and we'll learn them in this video. By the way, these are so common like you wouldn't believe. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. For anyone new, my name's Anna. Welcome to the channel. Hope you stick around. So our first phrase will be "for lack of a better word." Such a useful phrase. I personally use it all the time. Well, just as all the rest of them. So when can this phrase come in handy? When you're talking about something and you know that there is a better word to describe something, or that the word you have used seems too simple or not inclusive enough. You can use this phrase to acknowledge this fact. You're letting the person you're talking to know that you're aware that there is a better word, but you just can't think of it at the moment.
The way I see it is it's a long path. It's a long path to justice, for lack of a better word.
Is your goal to incite, for lack of a better word, just sow the seeds of discontent and incite violence?
I think they've also become more discerning, for lack of a better word, consumers of education.
The next phrase that functions very similarly to the previous one is "what's the word I'm looking for?" But if the previous one is used before or after the word you think is not good enough to describe something, this one is used instead. When you're sitting and umming and thinking of a word that is on the tip of your tongue. Speaking of which, on the tip of my tongue will be our next phrase. Now let's take a look at the examples of when people use the phrase "what's the word I'm looking for?"
This said, I think that in the 60s and 70s, and perhaps what's the word I'm looking for?
Around, because these are not going to be stable at all. I can already tell you. I can tell you these are not gonna, there's not going to be enough, what's the word I'm looking for? They're not going to be stiff enough to be able to lay flat when you put them on.
So, on the tip of my tongue is a phrase that people use referring to information that they can't remember at the moment, but they know it and think they will be able to remember it soon. When they are about to say something but just need a moment to call it to mind. I'm sure that you've been in such situation, and this phrase comes in very helpful here.
I'm happy if the person wants to email me to send them the data and need some papers on it. I don't have the details on the tip of my tongue.
Medicine in America before the Civil War was, I'm looking for the right word, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Awesome.
No, definitely not that.
For the life of me. When people say that they cannot remember or understand something for the life of them, it means that it doesn't matter how hard they try, even if their life depended on it, they just can't remember something at the moment.
It says to me to bring my theme paper, 2 pens, and a dictionary, and an essay called "The Corruption of Sports," which I actually found and looked at. I couldn't remember it for the life of me now.
What to say, so he just said, "And for the life of me, I can't remember her name."
The next two informal, somewhat weird, but very common words are "whatchamacallit" and "thingamajig." People use "whatchamacallit" when they either can't remember or don't know the name of something or someone. So usually after using "whatchamacallit," you try to describe the thing or person you're trying to remember the name of.
We're going to start by slicing the lemons in half, and if you don't have one of those lemon squeezy whatchamacallit yippity doodad thingamajigs, you can...
If you've ever seen Stonehenge or the Great Pyramids or those big whatchamacallit guys on Easter Island, you've probably wondered...
Thingamajig is used more for an object or gadget for which you have forgotten the name, although some dictionaries say that it might be used for people as well.
You know, the thing that has changed is easy. It's technology, right? I mean, there is a new thingamajig, right? A new language, a new trend, a new breakthrough, I mean, every year.
They are very useful if you ask me, especially if you're someone like me who forgets words and names all the time. Also, whatchamacallit is the name of chocolate bars. Off the top of my head is another useful phrase for such situations. When someone asks you something and you can't remember it, you can say, I can't tell you off the top of my head. And if you say something off the top of your head, you're saying it from your memory immediately without taking time to consider it more deeply. And it might indicate that the information is not accurate or is incomplete. You can also use it when you're trying to come up with something, with some ideas, but you don't have much time to think things through. Instead, just suggesting the first thing that comes to mind.
Another very interesting project that I saw, which is you can see a TED Talk on this. Of course, I don't remember off the top of my head, but you could Google it.
And I've been to those locations, and people enjoy it. They're, at least some of them serve meals, maybe all 5. I can't remember off the top of my head.
You name it. You name it is usually used when you're listing something to indicate that there's such a huge variety of that something, and that the list is so long that you don't even want to name every single thing, or when you don't even remember every single thing. You can use this phrase either before or after the list. It's a synonym for and so on.
The challenges of today, cancer, climate change, feeding the world, you name it, they cannot be solved by a single person or even a single institution working alone.
Groups, and it's not just the teachers union, it's testing companies, it's textbook manufacturers, you name it. There are a lot of adults' interests out there.
To name a few, and the list goes on, are used pretty much in the same way as you name it. When you're listing something, and the list might go on and on and on because there are so many things to list. But you might prefer to name just the most important, or if you forget the other things but know that there's more, you also might use these phrases to cover it up.
And then over time, excessive use of alcohol can increase your risk for a whole slew of very serious health conditions: stroke, heart disease, liver disease, certain cancers, anxiety, depression, birth defects, and that's just to name a few.
And there's one more conversational phrase which is very common and is also used pretty much in the same way as you name it, to name a few, and the list goes on, and that is and whatnot, which literally means and other similar things.
So yes, we do all the things that a network does. We connect buyers and sellers and whatnot. But the fact is,
not only learning about the technical stuff and whatnot, but the soft side of business is something that you do not get in the classroom.
I'm coming in here to tell you about today's sponsor of this video, Lingoda. If you've been following us for some time, that you would know that we've been partnering with them for years now, and we've had a lot of positive reviews about their sprints. If you don't know, Lingoda is an online language school where you can have lessons at any time that is convenient for you, in small groups for better results, and with qualified teachers that are native speakers. From time to time, they offer intensive language courses that last 3 months. During this time, students are challenged to take structured language classes for 3 months straight, with the opportunity of getting 100% of their course fee back. So basically, you have the opportunity to take a 3-month intensive course for free. So let me tell you about how it works. The sprint starts on August 2nd. This time, the rules have changed a little. You can choose 3 options this time. So now they have a super sprint early bird offer for those people who are ready to really challenge themselves and attend 30 classes a month for 3 months and get 100% cash back. Get the course for free. And for this option, you have to make sure that you sign up for it before June 24th. As after June 24th, it'll be replaced by the regular super sprint, which will allow you to get 50% of your money back. And then we have the third option, which is if you attend 15 classes a month for 3 months, you'll get a 50% cash back, half of your money back. And this is called Sprint. And you have to sign up for it before July 16th. So if you're ready to transform your language skills and go from small talk to having real conversations and boosting your confidence in speaking English, in just 3 months, Then don't wait, don't overthink it, just sign up for the sprint and change your life, as already more than 40,000 people have done by participating in Lingoda sprints over the years. When you sign up, there is a $59 deposit, but with this discount code that you will also find in the description box, you can get a $25 discount off the deposit. To get more information and details, please head to the Lingoda's website. The link will be in the description and help you to become familiarized with all the rules, instructions, and guidelines. And the last phrase that I'd like to mention is so to speak. Also a very useful one in the situations when you don't know how to explain something. It's used to let people know that what you're saying is said metaphorically and shouldn't be taken literally. I use it when I know that I could have explained something using better words or more straightforward language, but I didn't. But you can also use it intentionally when you want to say something figuratively. And all of these can be used intentionally for that matter, not just when you have to fill in the blanks.
But perhaps the answer had to do with their internal anatomy, a secret weapon, so to speak.
Look, we humans often learn best by example. So here are two entrepreneurs who started before they were ready, so to speak, so you can see exactly what that looks like in real life.
Okay guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope it was useful. If you know other phrases that we can use in these situations, please share them with us in the comments. And till the next one.